Hi, Brian.
How are you?
I'm okay. I guess
Well,
I'm kind of surprised I got approved so quickly.
well, it does happen. Well, that's great. I'm delighted that
Mhm.
we're able to get you approved.
Yeah,
It's
and
been,
it was, I did I did all your YouTube videos, up to
yeah,
a certain point, and definitely took a lot of thought to fill out the medical forms and the work history, and I think that really made a difference.
yeah. So I do have a question relative to that. A lot of people are like, their approach to disability has a variety of different perspectives, but most people are of the opinion that it's really challenging to get approved at the initial application. So uh, my question is, do you have any words of advice for people that you would be willing to allow me to share, Mary, that maybe will give them some optimism that, yeah, hey, you know what, you can get approved at the initial application?
Sure. I mean, and I think it does come down to, because I had no idea how to apply. It was never in my thought process that I was going to do this until
Mm-hmm.
I got hurt. And I heard the same thing. And I had called a local attorney before I contacted you. And they said that not to contact them until after I'd been denied.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What good. So then I
Yep.
started looking online. That's how I found you. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I will be happy to share, how, because I've listened to some of your other testimonials, how following the guidelines that you provided, especially that one with the attorney where he goes through the work history for
Carl.
application.
Yeah, Attorney
Mm-hmm.
Osterhow. Yeah, yeah.
That's a really good one. I watched it multiple times and definitely took his advice, and you've had good questions in that as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. And you were doing some work through the approval process, is that right?
Yes, and that's my biggest concern. I've done some research. I just wondered if you could maybe verify if this is what you believe to be accurate as well. But before I do that, what else I wanted to tell you about the ice was.
Mm-hmm.
So I did have to follow up. And I'll write it down too, so I don't forget. I did have to follow up um, with my medical people, with all the different medical people for the records. So in other words, the Social Security representative every now and then would send me a letter that says, well, we haven't heard back from such and such doctor. And I'd
Right.
contact them, and they would, say, oh, well, we sent that back and blah, blah, blah. And as it turned out, I'd have to follow up pretty closely and more than once to get all the medical information to make sure they received it. So that's something that shows if I hadn't have done, it would still be dragging out. So that's a time
Mm-hmm.
saver, I think, for people.
Yeah, that is right now, especially.
Yeah.
So you would contact your doctor, and would you ask them if they had the request, Mary, or?
Yes, yes. I would ask them if
Okay.
they had received it. And
Okay.
some of them said yes and some said no. Some said they had already sent it. Some said they hadn't. Because,
Mm-hmm.
it goes all over the place with Social Security. So I'm in Florida. My guy was in Jacksonville. My paperwork goes to Kentucky. So it's kind of crazy.
Right. Right.
And the
No,
government, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing.
exactly. But we're working on that. We are.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's good advice. I appreciate you allowing me to share that. It makes a difference as it has for you. I'm in hopes it will for others. So thank
Me
you.
too,
So
okay? And I would refer you for sure if I know anybody that needs help.
awesome.